Today we're going to talk about transitional anxiety in our adolescence. And what transitional anxiety is, it's the anxiety, it's the worry, it's the nervousness that comes with all the different things they're trying to figure out. Because you look at their life, you look at where they're at, their life stage as a middle school, high schooler, and they're trying lots of new things. They're trying to figure out who they are, so they're in lots of different clubs, organizations. They're just going to the nines trying to figure out who they're going to be in life and what all that entails. And so what happens is, what can happen and why this can be a bad thing is, again, because they're so unsure. If you want to understand an adolescent, the thing you have to understand about them is they are these walking balls of insecurity. They're just these little time bombs that are full of insecurity that could go off at any little things, and you might be on the receiving end of that. So what happens is as they're moving through different classes, as they are getting environments that are new with new people, they're trying new things, they're being maybe pushed in directions that they're not necessarily comfortable with, but they feel like they have to do it if they want to either have friendship or gain acceptance, maybe from teachers or even parents too. They have to do all these different things, and they're all just trying to figure out who they are. So what goes on is inside of them, it kind of just eats away. It's kind of like erosion in their confidence. And so what's going on is inside of them, it's just eating away little bit by little bit by little bit. It's kind of like a sandcastle on a seashore, where you build a sandcastle, and as waves hit it and keep hitting it, it keeps eroding it away until it falls down. It can take the first initial hits, the sandcastle can, and it can get through some of that chaos of the ocean, but when it gets pounded and pounded and pounded, eventually it just falls over on top of itself. And so what looks like for teenagers and for families is, it can push them to find whatever brings them comfort that's not God, because that's eating away at them little bit by little bit. This transitional anxiety, this doing lots of things, this discomfort, this pervasive discomfort in their lives of just not really being sure in what they're doing. So what they try and do is they gravitate to things that make them comfortable. Now that could be something they're competent in, which can look really good. Maybe they pour themselves into their student body government, or maybe they pour themselves into their sport, or pour themselves into their musical instrument. They can grab a hold of something that they feel sure in, because that's what's going on. They're very insecure. All the transitions and all the changes that they're going through is making them feel insecure. So they're going to try and find something that they feel secure in. And whatever it is, whatever they're looking for, if it's not God, it's not bringing real healing to the situation. That God is the one that can only really bring peace to that anxiety they feel. So what do we do about it then? What they really need is unstructured relational time, which is just time with you, with a parent, with a mentor, with a trusted adult, to not be passive, but to engage each other. So not watching TV together, not watching a movie together, not necessarily even going to a sports game where you're just watching what's going on, but doing things together. So when you start to sense that your kid is stressed out, that there's maybe an underlying transitional anxiety, something that's not just maybe a one-time thing, but it's just a continued feeling that things aren't okay. You notice that in their behaviors. Maybe they're snappier, angrier. What you have to do is you have to intervene in that situation and create family space, create family time. That's going to the park. That's maybe giving your pet a makeover. Maybe that's just doing yard work together. It's creating some space to talk and engaging those teenagers, engaging those kids, asking them how they're really doing. They might struggle with those words. A lot of times it's, well, I don't know, I'm okay. Think about it. Think about some questions beforehand. Think about what's going on in your life and lead the way. Say, you know what, well, I'm really feeling this way because fill in the blank. Then turn it around on them. Say, do you feel maybe like I feel right now? Have you had some stressful things going on? Chances are you do know what's going on in their life to some degree. You do know what maybe classes they're in. You do know what activities they're involved in. And so being able to ask them, well, how's this going? How's that going? But generally what we need to do is we need to create space to talk, to engage. You're finding weekly time, a 1 hour chunk, a 2 hour chunk, whatever it is, but finding some chunks of time each week to just connect, because you're going through life and it's a crazy busy pace. Your student is going through life and it's crazy busy, and it's almost like you're living in the same house but on separate planets. So you have to find time to come together, to merge your two worlds, and then talk about what's really going on in your life.